Hi, this is Sarah from English for Educators. Today I want to tell you about how I use the language skills and the learning skills in my teaching. Many of you have asked me about how I make my teaching fun and varied. I don't know about you, but since I started teaching, it just seems to be getting harder and harder to reach all the pupils in my classes. Maybe this is because nowadays there are more children in the classroom, or maybe more children with special needs. There's definitely a greater need for differentiation in the activities. Whatever the reason, I have to be much more awake and much more aware to make my teaching fun and accessible to the pupils. As we do not always know how our pupils learn best, we have to make sure that our teaching addresses different language and learning preferences so we can stimulate them from different angles. It also makes it much more fun. For example, some children may not understand a word if they read it for the first time, but if they hear it, they may understand more. It could also be the opposite. So in every game and every activity, I see how many of the language skills and learning skills I can integrate. The language skills include listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The learning skills include auditory, which is the same as listening, visual, tactile, touching, and kinesthetic, the moving around. Whenever I have a text that I want to work with, I look at how I can make it user-friendly. For example, here's a text that I used about St. George, the patron saint of England, which I've used in my English teaching. At first sight, it looks incredibly boring, even though it's about a dragon. If the pupils only read the text, then they will only use one language skill, reading, and no learning skills. They probably won't find it very interesting. They probably won't remember it either. If I read to them and they follow the text, then they were going to get the listening skills and the reading skills, and the auditory learning skills, which is the same as listening anyway. You could also give them coloured strips of the story, which they have to put together, which means that they get now visual, a little bit of visual, but a lot of tactile skills. It's something they want to touch and play with. However, if you follow up the reading activity with a quiz, where everyone is given a question, of course, a colourful question, where they have to ask each other, walking around the classroom, swapping cards, then they would be getting listening skills, speaking, reading. They'd also be getting auditory, tactile, and kinesthetic learning skills. That's 6 out of 8 skills and a lot of happy kids. So even if they do not understand much of the text in the beginning, they would have absorbed much more of it through the social interaction, hands-on activity, and moving around. I hope this has given you an idea of how to make your teaching more fun and accessible for your pupils. I integrate as many of the language and learning skills into all of my teaching for all ages and all subjects. If you would like the text and activities about St. George, just go to the Facebook group for English for Educators and download them. Have fun, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.